COVID-19 has battered the South African economy, causing the worst recession since the Great Depression of the 1930s. With so much of our business dealings taking place virtually now, we have to rely on digital migration, which has caused the rise of digital economy during this time.
Banks are, definitely, at least some of the trends that I've been seeing, are modernizing some of the legacy tech into more microservice-based, API-based capabilities, and migrating a lot of those capabilities, like many other businesses, to the cloud.
If there were any lingering doubts about the necessity of digital transformation to business longevity, coronavirus has silenced them. In a contactless world, the vast majority of interactions with customers and employees must take place virtually. With rare exception, operating digitally is the only way to stay in business through mandated shutdowns and restricted activity. It's go digital or go dark.
The pandemic has become a reality check for businesses that have been reluctant to embrace the digital transformation and now find themselves woefully unprepared. On top of the health-compromised employees, a sudden dramatic and drop-off in demand and total economic uncertainty.
Open banking, mobile, and e-commerce head at Nedbank, Kenneth Kaiser, says more and more businesses are developing different financial technologies to prepare for the migration.
I think, fundamentally it comes down to, what are the customer need? What are the problem statements that, either the bank or the fintech is trying to solve for, right? And once understanding that, do the banks then have the right mechanisms in place to engage with the fintechs? And at least what I've seen in some trends is a number of banks setting up accelerators, whereby an incubation spaces that allows them to have access to their fintech ecosystems, leveraging the capabilities of these fintechs. But again, fundamentally, it starts with understanding, what are the needs of the bank, and how best these fintech solutions can solve it. With some.
Under COVID-19, the world has by necessity gone into isolation. Social distancing is currently the most effective way to slow the spread of the virus until a vaccine can be found to protect the population. As a result, anything that relies on human-to-human contact, which is to say the most aspects of our lives, must be amended to account for the dangers of the virus. The economy is now mired in a downturn which may outlast the current and hopefully sole wave of the pandemic. Some organizations may be inclined to retrench on their digital transformation plans as part of a broader belt-tightening agenda. Many businesses are understandably reluctant to loosen the purse strings in the current environment of uncertainty, while digital transformation is often viewed as a massive upfront investment in long-term results. Some of the most successful transformation projects start with low-cost pilots and limited resources. Many businesses are experiencing devastating financial consequences from the pandemic, whether because of supply chain impacts, forced shutdowns, a significant pullback in consumer spending, or all of the above. Consumer discretionary manufacturers and retailers, oil and gas companies, and the service industry are amongst the sectors that have been struck the most grievous blows. To avoid catastrophic revenue losses, these companies have no choice but to shift focus to their businesses' existing digital channels or make a bigger pivot to a digital business model. But again, there's a silver lining. The innovations that are made out of necessity could become lasting pillars of the businesses that help it to thrive well beyond the pandemic. Mandisi Soka, CPUT News, Cape Town.